Hello, it's Friday, and I am going to start a reading vlog. So it's February 7th, which is the first day of the X's and O's Readathon, which is Readathon. I'm not gonna remember who hosts it again. Dang it, I just looked this up. It doesn't matter, I will link them below, but by the time you're watching this video, the Readathon will be over because I'm just gonna vlog my experience doing the Readathon. I vlogged this Readathon, I think I vlogged it last year. I definitely vlogged it 2 years ago. And it's just really fun. It's supposed to get you to read romance books, but there's not very many prompts, and it's usually right around Valentine's Day. If you missed my TBR, I will recap what I'm planning on reading for this video for the prompts. So there are 2 teams for this readathon, and I'm doing Team O, I think. And so the prompts for Team O are a book with a pink cover, a book with a cinnamon roll hero, and a book with sugar in the title or the author's name. And for pink cover and book with sugar in the title, I'm reading Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shauna McGuire, which is not a romance book, but it is a like YA fantasy. It's like portal fantasy book. So I have that, and it's a very short audiobook. It's like 4 hours, so I can knock that out in like just over an hour, which is really good for me because I've got a lot of things that I want to read this month, and so I'm like trying my best to get through them, but I'm also like trying to enjoy the things that I read, and sometimes if I like rush myself through them, I don't enjoy them, if that makes sense. But these are really short novellas, I guess, that are all a part of a series about kids who have like a portal world that they have fallen into, and then they come back to the real world, and they have to go to this school called the School for Wayward Children to like learn how to adapt to society again. And they're cute, so I'm excited to read the 3rd one in that. And then for the cinnamon roll hero, I'm reading Rafe, a buff male nanny, which I believe is about a hot nanny who has a romance with this like single mom. So I have that one as well, and that one is also pretty short. It's like a 6-hour audiobook, so we're looking good. I have a couple other audiobooks that I just have out that are romances that I'd like to get to. So those are Bet on It by Jodie Slaughter, which is actually the group book for the month-long readathon that I'm doing, which is like the swoony rom-com-a-thon, I think is what it's called, or rom-com swoonathon, maybe one of those. That's the group book. I have that out, and that one is like a bet, I think is the premise of it. So I think it's like a couple who they meet in this small town. The guy is there because his grandmother is dying, and then the girl I think lives there, and they somehow get involved in a sex bet. So I'm excited to read that. It should be a spicy fun time. And then I also have Under Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson. I have no idea what this is about, okay? All I know is it was recommended in some list, and I put it on hold, and I have the ebook now, so I would like to read it. So I'm going to. And then I also have When I Think of You by Maya Ariel. Same thing. I think this was on a list of like good romances. I'm gonna look this one up and let you know what it's about. But I got this one from a hold too. And so I often put books that I think sound good on hold, like newer releases. This is a 2024 release. But this says that it is a sweeping second chance romance from a debut author, and it's the unexpected spark of 2 former flames may force them to choose between their dreams and each other. So second chance romance. I don't always have the best luck with second chance romance, but I'm excited to read this one. Anyways, those are the books that I'm planning on reading for this vlog, at least the first 2 that I talked about. I should mention there is a group book called what is it called? It's a Beth O'Leary book, The No-Show, and that one is about a guy who is no-showed, I think, 4 different women on Valentine's Day, and then it's like mostly about the women, and then like he has a part in it too. I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna go, but I have that on hold still, so it hasn't come in yet. But if I do get it before the end of this readathon, I will read it. If I don't, then I might read it when I get it in, or I might just forego that one. I haven't decided. So that's where we're at. Tonight, it's Friday night. My husband and I are talking about going out to dinner, which we can do that, or we can eat something here, because I can cook. I have stuff to make like a soup, and I have crusty bread that would be good in that. And we also have like leftover fajita stuff that I made last night. So we might eat something here. We might go out to eat. We haven't decided yet, but we are going to go see Nosferatu because I want to see it in theaters. And I think it's like almost out of every theater now. So I'm excited to watch that. And I think we're gonna go to that at 8:30. Tomorrow we're going to Casey Beer Co. because they're having their 11th anniversary party, I guess. So we bought tickets, and it says they have like 24 beers on tap, some wine, which will be interesting. And then they have like, what what are they called? Like bratwursts or whatever. They have like a vegan brat that I can have. So we'll do that for lunch slash the day tomorrow. It's I think noon to 5, and I think we're gonna meet up with some friends to do that. And then Sunday is the Super Bowl, which is very exciting because it's Chiefs versus Eagles again, which I think it was like 2 years ago. I don't know, but we're big Chiefs fans, obviously, so we're excited for the possibility of a three-peat. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's the main plan. I think this readathon goes until next week sometime. Is it a full weekend? I don't know how long it is. Hold on, I wrote it down, so I'll tell you. It ends February 11th, which is a Tuesday. So that's perfect. This will go up on Thursday then, and I will let you know what I read and how I feel about it when I read it. Hello, it's been several hours since I last checked in. It's still Friday, but I have some updates. First update is book related. I just finished Rafe by Rebecca Witherspoon. I'm probably gonna give it 3 stars. Like, it's fine, nothing spectacular. I will say for me, there were too many sex scenes and not enough like plot relationship develop outside of them, which, I mean, your mileage may vary, I don't know, but it's just like, I didn't care about them. Also, there's only one narrator, which is fine, but she does a really, like, I did not like her voice for the hero. It means that because I didn't like the way she voiced the hero, I couldn't get into it that much, which is a personal preference thing, but there's that. We also watched Nosferatu tonight. I will say, for me, I thought the effects were beautiful. I thought Lily Rose Depp did amazing. I thought Willem Dafoe was a little underutilized. I didn't even recognize Skarsgård, so they did a great job with his like prosthetics and stuff. It looked beautiful, but I don't know that I thought it was like as amazing as people have maybe made it out to be. And it could just be me. It definitely is like very gross with the horror, but for me it just like wasn't. Like, there are a lot of things that I feel like I would have liked the movie better if certain things that happened impacted me more emotionally, and that would only happen if there was more of a buy-in for the audience. Like, I feel like I very much was just like a spectator in this like show, but I didn't ever feel bought in, if that makes sense. So you can let me know what, if you saw Nosferatu, what your like thoughts on it are. I am probably gonna go to bed here in a little bit because I'm getting kind of tired. It's probably close to midnight now. I don't know actually what time it is. Yeah, I just wanted to give you those quick updates, and I will give you more updates tomorrow as I read more. Okay, good night. Hello. So it's Super Bowl Sunday, so I'm gonna go over to my friend's house later to watch the Super Bowl, but right now I'm just having coffee and enjoying my morning. I had a bit of a lie-in. I slept in until like almost 11, so I'm just now like getting up and getting around. But my plan for the day is to go see the Super Bowl. We did the Beer Co thing yesterday, which was really fun. I did not film any clips, which is nice. It's like right off of a like trail walkway thing, so it's pretty cool over there. But I'm reading Bet on It now by Jodie Slaughter, which is the book, the group book for the rom-comathon, Sunathon, whatever that is called. I don't know if I like it, to be honest with you. It's a romance, and it's about this girl, Asia, and Asia is in Greenbelt, South Carolina. She moved there from Washington, D.C. It said that like she saw it on a list of like best places to live, and she worked from home anyway, so she was like, I may as well just move out there. And she's having a really hard time like making friends and meeting people, but she goes to this bingo club every night, or every Wednesday night, I think, with a bunch of little old ladies, and that's what she does. And she also has like pretty bad social anxiety, it seems like. And then our main male character is Wally. His name is Walker, but his grandmother calls him Wally, and he's in town because his grandmother broke her arms. Yes, both of them. So he's taking care of her, and then once she's healed, he's gonna leave. But he meets Asia at the supermarket when she's having a panic attack, and he like sort of talks her through it because he's got his own like mental health shit going on. And then she sees him again at bingo because the person who she sits next to at bingo is his grandma, May. And so that's how they like meet. it's one of those books where like there's an instant attraction between them, that they're both like, whenever you're in either of their perspectives, they talk about that, which is fine, but like I'm not really getting like great not that I'm not having bad vibes, but like I'm not very emotionally invested in them as a couple. I'm not emotionally invested in either of them as characters. We also know that like Wally hates this town because somebody spread rumors about him and his family when he was in high school, I guess. But like I haven't really learned a bunch about that. He also has hinted that he has PTSD, but it hasn't talked about like anything that's happened to him or why he might have PTSD. So like I'm assuming something's gonna happen with that where we're gonna like learn why. But I don't know. I'm just like not really vibing with either of them. I don't really get, oh, that's what I was gonna say about like that they just had like an instant attraction where they're both talking about it. It's like I don't really get why, and they haven't done anything to like bond to each other to have that attraction. So nothing physical has happened yet, but they both like want it to. But like for me to be invested in a romance, I'm gonna want them to like emotionally connect at some point. And right now it seems like they're being like friendly and flirty, but they just think each other, like they each think the other one is hot. So it's fine. It's like a 2.5 star right now. I'm just really like, I'm not having a great time, but I am planning on finishing it just because it is the group book. I did want to read more romances this month, and we'll just see how it goes. It's kind of a bummer coming off of Rafe, which was totally fine. But it's just like that one wasn't really for me either. So I don't really know what the deal is with this, but I will let you know as I continue how I feel about it. I'm hoping that I will finish it this afternoon, and then maybe I'll be able to read the Wayward Children's book, just take a break from some romance for a little bit. Oh, I've also started Under Lock and Key. Barely. I'm like a chapter in. But I have an ebook of that, and that's another romance. But this one, I think it might be a monster romance, but I'm not entirely sure because I read the author's note or like the dedication, and it said like, sorry for giving the Loch Ness Monster a penis or something. So I don't know about that, but I'm not there yet. But it's about a woman whose family, I guess, is from wherever Loch Ness is. And so she's in town in Scotland trying to like find her ancestors or like her grandmother or something. And so where I'm at, her car broke down and she's just like met this guy. And I don't think he's the love interest, but he is like pointing her to where her family's house is. And that's where we're at. So we'll see how that one goes. I will keep you apprised of any updates. But for now, I'm gonna finish my coffee and read my book. Hello, I'm about to go to my friend's house. I have to change into Chiefs gear, but I'm about to go to my friend's house to watch the Chiefs game. But I wanted to update you that I finished Bet on It by Jodie Slaughter, and I gave it 2 stars. I was not a big fan of this one. I just didn't like care about the characters. I felt no real like emotional connection to them. I didn't understand why they liked each other, and also this is like kind of a nitpicky thing, but it did bother me. A lot of like the main conflict in this book is both of the characters' internal struggles with mental health. As a side note, like I know a lot of people have said that like that was the best part of the book for them. This book has pretty mid reviews, to be honest, from people that I have seen on Goodreads. Not to say that people don't like it, but I've seen a lot of like 3 stars. And a lot of people say that they liked the mental health rep in this. I am going to go against the grain and say that I did not like it, but I am a person that has anxiety. I don't like anxiety rep in books because I feel like it's not usually relatable to me. And this was one of those cases. Asia, the main character, the female character, has anxiety. And I just like the things that would give her anxiety versus the things that she was totally fine with, I did not understand. And I know that like mental health affects everybody differently, but like just for an example, she and Wally, the guy, is that his name? Walker? I think it's Walker, but he goes by Wally or Wally, it doesn't matter. But he and her have like 2 different sexual encounters that are in like vaguely public places. One is like in a car in a parking lot outside of the bingo place, and another one is like they're at this picnic for the 4th of July and they have sex in the mayor's mansion, and like it's a public place that people can like walk in or whatever. I don't understand how that would not give her anxiety, but like a dinner party with her friends gave her anxiety. Can someone explain that to me? That doesn't make any sense to me. And it really took it out of it. It took me out of it. So for me, this was a miss. But I don't know what I'm going to pick up next, which audiobook I'm going to have. I did get my hold in for Bet on It. No, not Bet on It. That's what I just read. Deep End by alllll. So I'm probably going to move that up my TBR just because I didn't know when I would get that. It's a new release this year. I tend to like Allie Hazelwood's stuff. I will say she had a book last year, Bride, I loved. What was the other one? The other book that she had that was like more of like an erotica romance. Wasn't a huge fan of. I gave it 3 stars. Like, it was fine. I like Allie Hazelwood's writing style. I wasn't a fan of that couple or that relationship. It just didn't really work for me. However, this one is a college romance. So I'm curious to see how this one will go. I believe it's like a diver and a guy on the swim team, or reversed. And I don't know exactly how their relationship goes, but I'm excited to read it. So I will read that at some point. I have another book that I've talked about already in this vlog that I can't remember the name of, that I'm kind of wanting to prioritize because it's a newer release also. And it's by a Black author, and I'm trying to read more Black authors because it's Black History Month. But, you know, we'll see how I go. Romance is so hit or miss for me. Like, a lot of romances I love and I have a great time with. And then it's either like I love it or I don't like it, or I think it's fine. Like, there's a lot of them that I read that I'm like, okay, this is fine. But I'm like almost more disappointed by that because I want to have like good feelings about romance. Like, I want it to be like giggly, kicking my feet, like having a good time, which is how like most romance I feel like usually goes for me. But anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go change, and then I'm gonna go to this football game, and then I will update you probably tomorrow after work with whatever I read next. But that's it for right now. Thanks so much. Murphy's right here on the couch with me. Murphy! Murph! Hey! What are you doing? He's probably sad. He's gonna have to go in his kennel while I'm gone because Murphy has to be a kennel boy while we're not home. I don't know if you guys have been here that long, but do you remember when we went on our honeymoon and we came back and while the dogs had been at their like dog sitters, Murphy attacked Marvel. They can't be together anymore alone. So they've never gotten into any tiffs since then, but I don't trust it. So that's why he goes in his kennel when we're not home. What do you think? What do you think? You just gotta be watched. Oh, is Marvel gonna come over here? Come on, Marv. Oh, he's just a good boy. This is my Marvel. Okay, I'm gonna go change and then, yes. And then I will update you when I update you. Good morning. It's Monday. I am getting some work done on my computer because I have a hearing today, so I have to go in to court later. It's like 7 a.m. But I did want to update this vlog because I have been listening to When I Think of You by Maya Ariel, and I'm about 20% of the way in, I think. The premise of this one is it's a woman named Kalia who, it's a second chance romance, but Kalia is the female main character, and the male main character, I'm not gonna remember his first name. His last name is Prescott, and he is like a Nepo baby in the film space, but he met Kalia when they were in film school like 10 years ago. And they dated for a while. They broke up at some point, and it seems like it was kind of a messy breakup. And now they're both in LA. She's been working as a receptionist at a production company, I guess, and he is doing a film there. And he, at the beginning of the book, goes up to her. She hasn't seen him since they broke up, I guess. And he's like asking her if she will be his director's assistant. And then immediately they find out that actually his girlfriend, who is one of the producers on his film, her name's Celine something, and she's like very famous and like a beautiful white lady is essentially what's being described. She has hired another Nepo baby to do this role. And he and the main character, I guess, are gonna have to like try to figure out how she's gonna still get her break with this film, because she's sick of being like treated poorly. And I guess the like vibe of everything is that she has been working as a receptionist because she keeps like applying to be different producers, executive producers, assistants, and no one will give her the chance to do it, because she wants to be closer to the actual like action. And she went to school for it. She's like, she has all these accolades, but she's just not being given a chance. And this guy, I think his name's Danny, but I could be wrong, is gonna give her a chance. I will say, at first I was like, if his girlfriend, he says that like his girlfriend is the person who has like the purse strings, and that's why she was able to make this contract with this other person without him really knowing about it. And this all happened in like a 2-day period or like a 24-hour period or something. But I don't blame her for not wanting his ex-girlfriend to be his assistant. But then he says that she doesn't know that he used to date Kalia. So I feel like this is gonna go up in flames. Obviously the romance is between Kalia and Danny, but I don't know. I also think it's funny. So he's like a film guy, and Kalia worked with him on one of his first films, which is called The Last Song, which I just think is hilarious because that's a like Nicholas Sparks book that was turned into a movie. I know that's not what they're talking about, but I just think that's very funny to me. It's like that Miley Cyrus movie where she met, which Hemsworth brother was she married to? Is it Chris? No. Liam, maybe? I don't remember. Either way, speaking of Nepo babies, but now he's writing a movie. So his parents were an interracial couple in the 60s, and then he was like a late in life baby. And so he's always wanted to tell the story of his parents' love story in a movie. His dad was like a really famous director. He's an Academy Award winner. And his dad is now passed. And so that's like the film project, is he wants to do this movie about his parents. And I think I'm getting the vibe that this has been his dream for a long time. And like it was when he was with Kalia, and like now he's bringing her back on to this project. So far, so good. It's fine. Nothing's really like happened romantic wise, but I like both of the characters. I'm interested in the story, and we'll see where it goes. But for now, I have to go get ready for my day. My hearing's not till 10, but I feel like once it hits like 8 o'clock, I'm gonna start getting emails, and I would like to have them under control before I have to leave at like 9:15 to go to this thing. So that's how my morning is going to go. I always feel kind of weird filming in this position now that we have the gallery wall, because it's like my parents' wedding picture, like a picture from a photo booth at Matt's cousin's wedding, a picture of me and my mom, a picture of me, and that's the first picture me and Matt ever took together. We were not dating. We were just being buddies. This is something that Matt's sister sketched. She's an artist based in New Orleans. Yeah, I always just feel kind of awkward because it's like all these like family photos behind me. But anyways, that's my update, and I'll let you know when I have another one soon. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl because I can't believe it was such a bad game for the Chiefs. Obviously, if you're an Eagles fan, congratulations. I will say, I loved Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance. Very stoked about that. I also heard, I don't know if this is true, I have not fact checked it, but I heard that Eagles put in their second string and like a bunch of other players who don't normally play, because they wanted every player on the team to get to say that they played during the Super Bowl game that they won. And I think that's adorable. I just think that's really sweet. So, and I like Jalen Hurts a lot. So like, whatever, well deserved. I'm just, you know, obviously like it's sad when your team loses. I don't know. I'm not like that upset about it though. I'm exhausted. I don't know if you can tell, but also it was one of those things where like, this happens to me sometimes. It's a combination of two things. One, I was drinking yesterday, and so I think when I drink, sometimes I don't sleep as well. Like that's a thing. Whatever, it's not a big deal. But also when I'm like really nervous about something, I get nervous every time I go into court. Let me know. It's been 3 years. Let me know when that stops. I don't know. But when I'm nervous for something, like a court appearance, if I'm taking the lead in a depo, I still get nervous. So like those kinds of things. I like will wake up on I woke up at 6 a.m. My alarm goes off at 7. I woke up at 6 and I was like, well, I'm awake now, so I guess I'm gonna go get some shit done. But like, I don't know if other people do that, but like, I originally woke up at like 3:45 and I was like, this is too early. So I went back to sleep for a little bit and like tossed and turned, and then it hit 6 and I was like, I guess I'm up now. But yeah. So anyways, those are my updates. I hope everyone's having a good time. If you're doing this readathon, if you're not doing this readathon, I hope you're having a good time. Anyways, you're not doing this readathon as you're watching, so I hope your February is going well, and I will let you know when I have another update. Don't mind me, I'm making dinner and it's boiling. I'm making a West African peanut stew. It's my first time, but it looks not bad so far. Although it's like liquidier than I thought it would be, but regardless. Okay, so I have figured out what it is that I don't like about most second chance romances. And it's the same thing. It's the same reason I didn't like the Emily Henry book about the two best friends who always vacation together. I don't want the flashbacks. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't, you can't make me care. So that's what it is, because I'm reading this Maya Ariel book, and it's not bad. Like, I'm gonna give it 3 stars, probably, unless something terrible happens or something amazing happens. But it's like, they're like obviously being forced to work together, which is something that I should love. My cabinets are always open. I'm so sorry about that. It's something that I should love because I love forced proximity. I think in theory, a lot of things about this should work for me, but I also like the forbidden, you can't date your coworkers thing. I think that can be really fun. I like the forbidden love stuff, but like, you can't make me care about these flashbacks to their like first date, because like I'm not getting to see why I don't get it. I don't understand why they fell in love. You telling me that they went to a date to a movie theater that was 4 hours long and you had to keep her awake the whole time. I don't care. So that's the problem that I'm having. And I think that's like my problem with a lot of second chance romances. I don't want a romance in 2 timelines. I just don't. I don't care about it. So that's what I learned. But I'm gonna continue cooking and listening to my audiobook, and I will let you know when I have like a more substantial update than that. But I'm about like, I think I'm over halfway. I don't know exactly how far into it I am, but she's working with him on his movie, and that's that. Hello, it's Wednesday. My face looks really puffy for some reason, I'm not sure why, but it snowed, so I worked from home today. It's like 5:30 now, so I'm logged off, but I wanted to go ahead and close out this vlog. So I did end up finishing, I don't know what the last night, so I DNF'd the Maya Ariel book I was reading that I wasn't really a big fan of, and I've gone into depth about what I didn't like about that, so I will not continue here, but I just decided not to finish it because there's other things that I want to read, and I just wasn't like in the mood to pick it up ever, so that's why. I did not finish Under Lock and Key. I didn't really think I was going to. Well, at one point I did, but I didn't realize that like, I like kept forgetting to pick it up and read it, and so I've read like probably 50 pages, but I'm not finished with it yet. So I am planning on continuing it, but I just haven't finished it. In the like interim since the last time I spoke to you, I did read all of the 3rd Shauna McGuire book, Beneath the Sugar Sky, and I gave this 3 stars. I think these books are fine, but I don't know that I want to read any more of them. Like, I don't care enough. So I took the rest of them off my TBR, and I will not be finishing that series. So this was kind of a bummer vlog. I'm having kind of a bummer month, to be honest. I don't think I've had any 5 stars. I think I've had several 4 stars and a lot of 3 stars, and at least 1 2.5 star, if not more than that. So anyways, you win some, you lose some, but that's the end of this vlog. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what you read for this readathon. Also, let me know if you've read any of the things that I talked about in this vlog and how you felt about them. If you would like to, you can subscribe to my channel because I do post 2 videos every week, and I will see you in another one soon. Bye!